What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And you know where I would hate to be right now? France. Even though a couple weeks ago, Macron got on TV and he took the opportunity to kind of throw a low blow at our president. See, that's what happens. That's what happens when you don't take care of your own house and you want to redirect blame. You want to shuffle the blame off to somebody else. So what does he do? He focuses on Trump because he's not handling his own crib. See, now he goes into this whole spiel about how, every country has to look out for others and you just can't be a nationalist because that word has so many negative connotations to it. And that, it just jumps in the face of a real word like patriotism, even though nationalism and patriotism kind of go hand in hand. He said it's in direct opposite. And he took this opportunity because he was on the world stage to grandstand, to do like everybody in Hollywood does when they're on the Grammys or the Emmys. They get up and instead of just accepting the award, making a quick recognition of people they want to thank, what do? They bring up Trump, thinking they're going to get everybody like seals clapping, which they do. Okay. And so he's thinking, hey, I'm over here in Europe where everybody's liberal and my ratings are already kind of in the tank. But you know what to boost them? If I just bring up Donald Trump and kind of throw him under the bus, not directly, but I'm going to allude to him, which everybody knows who I'm talking about, because Donald Trump had just talked about nationalism and it not being a bad thing. He didn't say anything about white nationalism. He didn't say anything about, you know what that means? That means that any other country besides us, we're going to put our big foot down on and we're going to make you grovel and realize that you're nowhere to be in the same league as America. No, that's not what he said. He just said that maybe that every president should look out for their own country. And if Macron or whatever his name is would have took that advice, he probably wouldn't have France burning down right now. See, this is what happens when the people at some point realize that the leaders are more interested in a bigger global agenda instead of their own people. They're more interested in looking good on the world stage and everybody, all the dignitaries and the upper class people are clapping, the golf clap. See, you can't do the real clap. You can't do the church clap. You can't do that. No, you're dignified. See, when you're the elites, you have to. That's lovely, isn't it? Did you hear the speech? It's marvelous, isn't it? Bravo, encore. Yeah. So that's what happens when you get so highfalutin and big for your britches, and you say, "I'm going to take this opportunity to grandstand," and it backfired because see, the regular people are listening to this guy get up there talking about nationalism and patriotism and chastising Donald Trump indirectly. But at the same time, if he cared about his own people, he wouldn't be taxing them gas taxes over something stupid, something that can't be proved, trying to make himself look like, look, y'all, over here in Europe, we're doing stuff about climate change, even though America's on track right now to make sure all of our gas and all of our resources and we're meeting that regulation. We're making sure that we're not polluting the atmosphere, and other countries, they're not doing that. But yet they're blaming Trump because he's not jumping onto the Paris Climate Agreement. And they're saying, oh, he's anti-climate change or whatever. But nonetheless, this man taxes his people and they finally get mad. Now, see, this is what happens when you have a country with no freedom of speech for all of those running around in here in America talking about hate speech. Okay, certain places in Europe, they don't want everybody knowing. They don't want everybody knowing that if they would have thought about their own country and not wanted to grandstand on the world stage and bring in a whole bunch of refugees out of nowhere, they didn't even filter them in. They didn't even bring them in smidge by smidge. It was like, you know what? Just dump everybody right on in. I'm sure that our citizens could make the adjustment. And what people don't realize, it's not about race. It's about culture. But see, the elites, they don't see that. They want to make it appear that it's about race. And see, what you don't understand is when you dilute something that great, you eliminate the culture. And so what am I talking about, okay? If you start off with, say, some lemonade, okay? Everybody knows that lemonade is supposed to be sweet, okay? Well, if you start putting salt in it, after a while, it will stop tasting like lemonade. You'll start to taste that salt. If you slowly do it, you might not catch it as much. But when you just crack open the whole salt thing and say, shh, now what you have done is either made it equal or greater in salt content than the lemonade. And now anybody who tastes it say, I don't even recognize that. That's not what I know to be lemonade. So why would you do that to me right on the spot and set me up for failure? I don't care if you tell me that, oh, you're going to like this. It's going to be good for you. We're just going to dump all of this salt in there. And trust me, it's going to be good for you. You know what it's going to do? It's going to give me immediate high blood pressure. You don't do that. You don't dump that much salt in the lemonade or in anything. Same thing with your country. If your whole country revolves around everybody having things in common, not race, but cultural things in common, and then you just decide, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dump a whole bunch of people who do not understand, know the culture, don't really want to even adapt to the culture. I'm not going to even request or, require them to make that adjustment. In fact, I'm going to give them pretty much their own subculture in our culture and just kind of let them meander about and do whatever they want. After a while, you start to form little teeny countries in your country. And then your people get frustrated. And then, not to mention, they can't even say anything. Oh, if they say, well, I do not like what is going on over here in France, hate speech, you might be jailed. So I'm glad that we can talk about illegal immigration over here, even though the snowflakes get mad and call us a bunch of racists. And if you're white nationalists. I'm glad we can vocalize how we feel about what's going on in our government. And for all of those over here that swear up and down we got it bad and this is a dictatorship, you might want to take a peek right on over there. You know, you would think humans would look at other situations and learn what not to do. But no, not liberals. Nah, not the Democrats. Yeah, Hillary Clinton actually leaked it out a couple weeks ago. Like, maybe they might want to pull back on the immigration thing. They might have jumped in too deep. But nonetheless, most of the Democratic Party right now is just pushing and they're advocates for illegal immigrants to, just come on over. And they're making all these excuses, saying things like, well, they're just coming for better life, or they're coming for amnesty, or they're coming for asylum. Okay, so what qualifies these countries in South America to receive asylum? If it's simply, hard times and a lack of resources and jobs and gang violence, then all of South America then qualifies for asylum in America. So why don't they just all come? Why don't we just, matter of fact, say, you know what, now we're not even America. We're just going to take over. We're just all of that. It's all ours now. We'll clean up the mess. Just give it over to us since they're all coming here anyway. And we'll just go down there and clean up the mess, get rid of all the gang violence, stop the drug smuggling, all of that stuff. But don't sit back and make excuses for this. And then when they come, you get mad at Americans for getting upset and saying, wait a minute, I don't recognize Compton anymore. I don't recognize my neighborhood anymore. Why do I got to learn several different languages now for my job? I thought everybody coming over here is supposed to adapt to this situation. If I go to France, I don't expect everybody in France to start speaking English. I know where I'm going. When I get there, I better have a translator. Okay, let me see. Comment allez-vous, mon chéri? Les French fries, les French toast, and les pew. Peppy, see? We? No, it's not see. We? Okay. I better have something going on. I can't get mad if I go over there and they don't speak English. What am I going to do? Get mad? I came into their culture. I chose to go to France. They didn't drag me over there. So you can't get mad at the people in France when they feel like maybe our president should have had a little more nationalism in him. Not superiority, not racism, not arrogance, just pride in your country and looking out for your own citizens. Because when you don't, this is what you get. And so for all of that grandstanding, this is what he got. It's a slap right in his face. It's karma at its best. I bet you Trump's like, yeah, maybe if you would have been a little more nationalistic, they wouldn't be burning down France right now. And you up there talking about, I want to listen to everyone's complaints, but I cannot justify them burning up everything in France. No. And I'm going, well, hey, you kind of brought that on yourself, Peppy, when you got up there grandstanding and then sold your own people out. So you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Yeah, man. It ain't like the fires out in California, somehow just started. These people starting it over there. Did you see the footage? They running around with the yellow jackets. Yeah, they tearing France up. And I wonder how this is all going to end. Maybe the next leader will have enough sense to say, maybe I better say France first. Let's make France great again. Yeah, you might want to put on a hat and say it like the guy in Mexico at Tijuana threw on a let's make Tijuana great again. Yeah, that's what the man in France needs to do. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Find me every Wednesday night, 7:30, live on YouTube. Check me out also on Facebook. Check me out on Twitter. Don't forget to check out Extreme Tees, my sponsor. Great t-shirts. In fact, it is Christmas time. I think they got some specials. So make sure you find a link in the bottom. You can click on that and look at their promotions. And the promotional code is my name, Kevin. And don't forget, if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, you can do that. There's a link in the bottom as well. And hit like, hit share, subscribe, and the notification button. And excuse me, that was my inner France coming out. Hit the notification button, all that good stuff. And we will see you next time in Kevin's Corner. God bless. Wait, let me see. How do you say it in French? Oh, au revoir. Yeah, I think that's it.